Now, the Indian Prime Minister is in Australia for the second leg of his three-nation tour. In a one-of-a-kind event, he addressed a massive, cheering, rapturous community of Indian members of the diaspora who had all gathered at Melbourne's iconic Marvel Stadium. Highlighting the deep India-Australia bond, the Indian Prime Minister credited the Indian diaspora for bringing the two nations so much more closer. He said that Melbourne today has several neighbourhoods that proudly reflect India's vibrant culture, places that many in Australia call Mini India. So these are the images that show the Indian Prime Minister receiving a rapturous welcome from a cheering community of Indians living in Australia. They stood along, and standing alongside him was the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. The two leaders were seen greeting the very enthusiastic, cheering crowd, waving to the attendees and shaking hands and acknowledging the warm reception.
I request the Premier of Victoria, Honourable Jacinta Allen, to address this gathering.
पिछले 12 वर्षों में मैं तीसरी बार यहां आया हूं। यानी इस बार हैट्रिक लगी है।
But at the event, the Indian Prime Minister also created a special moment for the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. He asked all members of the Indian diaspora and the audience to switch on their mobile phone flashlights and to light up the venue as a gesture of respect and honour for the Australian Prime Minister, who was also present there.
I would like.
Now, before this, Prime Minister Modi held bilateral talks with the Australian Prime Minister, and after attending a business forum during the summit, Prime Minister Modi and Albanese reaffirmed their commitment to expand comprehensive strategic partnership. They pledged to deepen their defence and security cooperation and unveiled a roadmap to strengthen maritime security collaboration. And both sides also reiterated their commitment for a free, open and a rules-based Indo-Pacific, while advancing cooperation in the critical minerals, secure supply chains, cybersecurity, clean energy, space, technology and education. And marking another step in deepening the India-Australia strategic partnership, Albanese announced the signing of an arrangement to enable uranium supplies for India's civil nuclear energy program.
Today we can confirm the signing of the administrative arrangement to enable uranium exports to India for peaceful purposes under the 2015 Australia-India Nuclear Cooperation Agreement. The arrangement facilitates Australian uranium exports to India to help increase the share of non-fossil fuel power capacity, providing an additional market for the Australian resources sector.
Now, Australia has also announced the repatriation of 3 Indian artefacts. The move comes in exchange for the return of the remains of a First Nations ancestor. India has sent the ancestral remains that were held at the Government Museum in Chennai. The 3 artefacts being returned to India include a metal trident of goddess Bhadrakali, a stone idol of Nandi and a stone idol of the 6-headed Kartikeya. Now, all 3 artefacts come from Tamil Nadu, specifically the districts of Tanjavur and Tiruvarur.